Farming is a big gamble. Like usually 5 years ago, the prices were cheap. I mean, it was worth coming out to the barn, making money, and you didn't have to get so tight with animals. If you wanted to keep a couple other animals that were struggling just because you can baby them, you could. Now with commodity prices and everything, you're gambling right now. You keeping this goat around, you could be losing $1 a day. That adds up after a while. And like when you take a goat down to the stockyards, I told you, you're only going to get 40 bucks for it. Look at all the stuff we put through the animal. You raised it, you put the milk through it. You have it for a year before it's even got babies underneath it. Then you got to wait for it to come into its milk and everything. Right there, if you only have a goat that's been milking 3 pounds for a year, you're not going to make money on it the rest of its life. Well, we're milking 368 goats. I'd have 222 of them are goats from 3 to 10 years old on the age. And right now we have about 125 that are all yearlings. And then next year it's going to produce the 250 yearlings. So every year we always have more yearlings coming in, so I can always pick and choose between our older herd. And then with, like I said, we got 250 young stock. Those are all going to produce kids someday. So if each one has a girl, that's another 250 girls from them. Plus from my 220 goats that I have in the herd right now, that's another 200 some goats. So by next year we could have 500 to 600 little ones running around here. The hay that you've seen us unloading today, I've known the guy through a club that we have, and the neighbor down the road that I get dump milk from, he called me up and said, hey, you short on hay? We have the neighbor next door. I'm like, give me his number, called him up, and he got talking with him that morning. He's like, well, I can have it all big squirt. I go, no, I'll come in and bale ourselves right there, saving me some money because we already own the equipment. Round bale prices going for over $80 a bale. Usually back 5 to 7 years ago, it was only $20 a bale. That's a big difference. That's a $60 increase just after you split it up all for the animals. With the lack of the rain this year, our corn crop, it didn't get the rain when it needs. It's not that the height ain't there. It's the health isn't quite all there. We're still going to get somewhat of a decent corn crop off of what we have now, but just not as good. Well, people ask about cow and goat milk's more expensive because we have to handle a lot more animals, and goats only produce 8 to 10 pounds a day, unlike a cow where they can produce 50 to 60 pounds a day. And you get with the cows, there is these big factory farms. You have a couple farms here down the road, they milk 2,000 cows. That's a lot of milk they're putting out every day. And then you come to us, well, we milk close to 400 goats. That's a big difference in milk production. You're getting less milk from a goat and a lot more from a cow. I've probably known a good 10 goat farms that have gone under just because they can't afford to stay in it. We got this down in our area. We used to have a truck that would come down here and fill the whole truck up. Now, I think there's four of us left here. In Dodge County alone, there's 2. And right now, the other one they're moving 3 hours away. I've always wanted to farm. I grew up on the farm. It's just something it's in your blood. You can't do nothing about it.